Hello and welcome to Adaptation, the vlog for film adaptations and the original material they're based on. I'm Jessica Dick, and this week we're following up on our video of a couple weeks ago. We've already given you our list of best character adaptations, and now it's time to cover the worst. So, first on our list, and in no particular order, we have Peter Pevensie from The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Now, this choice really highlights the fact that this list is about worst character adaptations, not necessarily bad casting, because we actually thought that William Moseley was a really good Peter in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But the scriptwriting in the sequel completely misrepresented the character as Lewis originally intended it. They wrote Peter as alpha dog and arrogant, especially in how he treated Caspian. I mean, in the book he immediately distinguishes their intentions for being in Narnia as fighting to win Caspian back his rightful throne. But in the movie, he was just seeking to relive his glory days. Definitely nothing like High King Peter the Magnificent. So, casting? Good. Writing? Not so much. Next on our list, we have two characters from the same movie. Patton Tiffany from the Silver Linings Playbook. Now, we've already done a podcast episode on these, so I'm really sorry if I sound repetitive. First of all, Pat's outlook on life just doesn't really come through in the movie. I mean, it's got silver linings in the title for a reason. With his mental state, he's supposed to come off as somewhat childish in how he deals with people and their reactions, and his innocent optimism makes the story. And Tiffany in the film just comes across as manipulative and diabolical and brash, when really she just has a hard time getting close to people and feels like she has to make excuses for them to want to be around her. It's another instance when the casting was perfectly fine. Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence are great actors, and they did really good with what they were given. It was just that the representation and the writing fell short of what we were expecting from the book. Another truly awful character adaptation was Hades from Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. In this case, we thought that the movie makers treated the character really unfairly by falling into an old stereotype, villainizing the god of the underworld. He sort of invites it on himself, but come on, give the guy a break. He's stuck in a dead-end job. This wasn't the case in the book, but in the movie, they made him into the bad guy, who actually was after the lightning bolt instead of another victim of Kronos and Luke. And his whole rocker vibe was just weird. What? No. One of the things we really liked about Hades in the book was that even though every other god appeared in modernized clothing, Hades was always seen in these long, ancient Greek robes, which we thought was really impactful because it suggested that death never changes, no matter what era. Do you have goosebumps? Because I do. And finally, last on our list was Valentine from The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. Yet another villain who's just completely misrepresented by the movie makers. He's supposed to be like a smooth criminal type of villain. Like he reels you in with his charm and then he strikes, but only after you've come to trust him. And we felt like in the movie he just lacked that charisma. You couldn't really see people wanting to follow him. Plus, they changed his motives completely, and it just didn't make sense. And what is it with making villains appear like washed-up 80s band members? First Hades, then Valentine. He had dreadlocks, and apparently he was so broken and abused that he just couldn't find the motivation to put on a shirt. Valentine is supposed to be creepy in a powerful way, not in a rapey one. So you may have noticed that this list is a little skimpier than usual. Obviously, there are a lot of movie characters that would fit as a bad character adaptation. But for some reason, when we were making this list, we were drawing big fat blanks. So we would really appreciate if you could add to it. Add some comments below. Let's see if we can't get a little good discussion going. Always enjoyable. Also, links for our blog, Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook pages can be found in the info section. And don't forget to subscribe and check out our podcast on iTunes. Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you next week.